My poetry. It became such a long video. I didn't want to put you guys through like an hour and a half of all of that. So, first trilogy has been existent since 2022. The first book was published in 2021, copyrighted 2021. Not that it actually is, but copyrighted 2022, and this was in August 2022. These three books are the Mortala series, basically, or the Mortala trilogy or volume. This is the first volume and trilogy of the memoirs of a remnant of heaven and hell. And I will read a poem from each one of these books, mind you. This is the Anabiosis series. Contains, and most of these books were actually published, they should have been published in 2023, but I had just come to America and I didn't have a laptop, so I couldn't, so these were published in 2024, all three of them at the same time. Because I worked on them and then I edited them, and the manuscript was just laying there for a year dormant, not doing anything. And then I just brushed them up again after a short break, and that's when the Anabiosis series came in. And don't worry, I'll be explaining everything to you guys. This series was recently published, 2025, around February, March, I believe. These three. This is the Obeisance series, trilogy or volume, and they are consistent of Oblivion, which is the first one, Kyra, and Kairos, the last one. So, 9th book, 8th book, 7th book in the series. 6th book, I have a limited edition hoodie with this, by the way, and 5th book, sorry, that was, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. So that's the order, basically in reverse. And like I told you, so this is the Mortala series. Here is the artwork for the trilogy. This is the Anabiosis series, and here is the artwork for the trilogy. And here is the Obeisance trilogy, and there's the artwork for it. Also, all of these combined have a really good cover, the memoirs of a remnant of heaven and hell. And I touch up on a lot of topics about, you want to know the truth about my poetry? I talk a lot about the wolf and being wild and the darkness in my poetry. Do you know the actual reason why? The real reason that I actually talk about darkness and everything in these books is simply because, first of all, love takes the seed of love, if we're matching it to an actual tree, where do you place a seed? You don't place it up in the air. You burrow it deep into something, right? For it to take root and actually become something. So similarly, when you plant a seed in the darkest parts of your heart, the darkest parts of your life, and you plant a seed of love there, it slowly starts to take root and grow, and then it becomes light because it starts shooting up and becomes this magnificent tree that people admire, the person that you become because of love. So that's why I write about darkness and the wolf. I've always associated myself to the wolf, believe me. There's tattoos upon tattoos upon tattoos and tattoos and tattoos and tattoos of the wolf on me. And it's because they're wild, but they're also very highly organized. And I feel like wolves teach you something about how your imagination has to be wild enough for God to take over it and show you what's actually possible in the realm of reality. Any reality, actually, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, financially. He's just there to expand the depth of what you think reality actually is, the multiple dimensions of reality. Hopefully, that's not too sci fi for you. But it also personifies faith, how you struggle in faith. That's why I keep a constant theme of the wolf in this book, in these books, is because of faith. A lot of it has to do with how your faith can be personified, and it's running rampant in the darkness, not knowing where it is, not knowing what the landscape is, and it has to become fierce because of everything that's around it in this dark landscape, what I call the darkness or the dark realm, and is basically trying to figure out who it is and the purpose that it serves. And it doesn't want to be subjected to the evil and dark forces. So, what it does instead is it becomes the ruler of them, because it then keeps everything else in line. That's why I talk about the wolf and the realm of darkness.